you don't want right now. You want him to go through whatever he needs to go through so that he can be cleaned up for you. He has to be over her. He has to be completely surrendered to God's will. If he's not completely surrendered to God's will, he's not going to do you any good as a husband. It's just going to be, different person, same situation. That's why a lot of people have had all of these serial marriages. Now, I said I've been married twice, so I know how to get it wrong. Third time is just going to be dead hit. So it's not a matter even if they've been married 5 times. I'm not knocking anybody who's made mistakes. The issue at hand is if that person has learned from those mistakes. And if that person is humble enough to not only have learned from those mistakes, but to display what they've learned openly, meaning they're not ashamed to admit that they've made some mistakes. And that the only way that they could know the difference and do things differently is because of God's grace. Aside from that, woman of God, you do not need him. That's not God's best for you. So, I done got it wrong, not only in marriage, but just relationships. And, I got a sanctified imagination. So, like I said, the 4-year distraction. It didn't have to be 4 years. Could have been 4 minutes if I had just paid attention to what the Lord was saying. But anyway, sometimes it takes us a little longer than others. And like I said before, it was really tuition. I learned a whole lot about me. However, the reason why we have to go through all of these types of tests over and over again is, largely because we don't listen and pay attention. We think that, all those red flags are just pretty colors. And it's so much more than that. You have to get to a place where we stop the magic thinking. I just throw myself under the bus and I mixed up the childlike and childish behavior. That can happen when trauma is a factor. And yes, I've lived through all kinds of trauma repeatedly. And I'm not saying that as an excuse, because someone who's had a life free of trauma could make the very same mistakes. It's just a matter of being more aware of who you are and what you deserve and who you deserve, what you have to offer another individual. You got to think about the character of an individual. And you also have to make sure that your character is aligned, because God loves his sons just as much as he loves his daughters. So once this gentleman has gotten surrendered to God, you just may be pushing things. And that's what you don't need to do, because all you're doing is delaying the process for everyone. And I do mean for everyone, because the kingdom agenda is to be on display for God's glory. You're an example to people that do not believe.